Hey guys, today we are going to be solving this easy question which falls under the category of linked list, and the question is reverse linked list. It's a very popular question in Leetcode, and it's part of the blind 75. And yeah, let's do this. Well, what many people do is memorize this question because it's very popular in interviews. But you don't really need to do that if you understand the logic behind it properly. And to understand any lead code question properly, we need some drawings and figures. So that's what I'm going to show you. So we have this linked list as our input, and we want the output to look like 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and null. So to do that, I'm going to be explaining the most optimal solution to solve this question. So let's do this. So what we do first is we make we have a current pointer pointing towards 1. So we'll traverse through the linked list starting from 1. So what we do is we point the first element to null. So why we do this is because we know that the first element is going to be the last element, and we also know that the last element is going to point towards null. So that's why we're doing this. We make the first element point towards null. We make this as a previous, we create a pointer called previous and point towards 1, and we move the current pointer by 1. This is what happens in the first while loop. Now in the second while loop, we we make the current pointer point towards the previous pointer, and then we move the current by 1 and previous also by 1. Now the same thing happens here. We move the current by 1, previous by 1. The same thing happens here. Then we move the current by 1, previous by 1, connected. Then move the current by 1 and previous by 1. And this loop won't run because our current is pointing towards null. We gave our loop a condition, which is it only runs if the current is not null. So the loop will stop there, and we're going to return previous. We won't return current because current is at null, and it will give an error. So therefore we are returning the previous pointer, which is 5 pointing towards 4, pointing towards 3, pointing towards 2, pointing towards 1, which is our desired output. So let's code this quick. We have a current pointing towards head, previous pointing towards none. Then we have a while loop saying current not equal to none. Or we can just say while current. And then what we do is, let's see the figure. We want the currents next point toward to null. So what we do is current dot next equals previous. And then we want to change a current. We want to set a previous to 1, no more null. So what we do is and we want to set our current to 2. So for that, what we do is current equals current dot next. So here's a mistake. We have changed the current dot next to previous, which is null right now. So we didn't. So we need a temporary variable to store our old current dot next, which was 2, and that's what we do. And then in the end, we return previous. Let's submit it, and I hope it works. Yes, it works. So the time complexity for this question is O of n, which is the while loop runs as long as size of the linked list, and the space complexity is O of 1. Thank you for watching my video. Um, I hope I'll get time to upload more videos in the future.